Anyway.
I'm downloading it as we speak with
Okay. I highly recommend it. If you're not using Evernote, then you're not being as productive as you could be. And I know it's a bold statement, but it's accurate. I'm going to show you exactly how to walk it through. That's exactly what you need right there.
So this would get my desk one up?
This would be what? It would. It would. It absolutely would. Okay.
Evernote.com to download it to the PC.
Yes, highly recommend that as well. Thank you for turning on that fan. Okay. Okay. So here's Evernote. Evernote 101. Again, another cloud-based application. And I kind of went over my speech about Steve Jobs. I won't do that again. That's what I like to do. I do different speeches. But anyway, okay, Evernote. Looks familiar, right? Boom. It's not in Kansas. Exact same principle, though. Now, that's the thing I want y'all to know. I know that she asked at the beginning of the last presentation, if you save something to the cloud, it's not across all the clouds. It's program specific. So you save something to the cloud, and that's where it kind of gets lost in translation. So if you save something to the Evernote cloud, it's not going to be available in your Google Cloud. So anyway, so Evernote is a cloud-based program. Your information is stored on the internet server. Exact same thing. Access your account on your desktop, on a Mac or PC, from any smartphone or BlackBerry, from any tablet, including a Kindle. So if you have a Kindle, you can access that stuff as well. So, frequently asked questions. It's like Dropbox. Dropbox is an extension of your computer. It allows you to do more than just do stuff on your computer. It's kind of like the internet. I mean, what would we do on our computers if we didn't have internet? I mean, we'd still be playing solitaire and probably creating documents, if that's about it. So Dropbox is an extension of that. It creates a local folder on your computer's hard drive, making your files accessible from any device with internet capabilities. Evernote is an extension of your brain. Now, the reason I say that is because Evernote, you can get so much more creative. Okay, and I'll dive more into it. It's a personal database. It captures ideas, the things you hear and see on the go, images from the web and other portions of websites, offers comprehensive search tools, and categorizes information with tags for cross-reference. But before, that's all gibberish. You ever driving down the road and you have this great idea? Brains are meant to have great ideas. They're not meant to keep all those great ideas. And this allows you to do this. I use Evernote for so much more than work. I use it for work. I use it for home. I put my recipes in here. Oh my goodness, I have an awesome recipe book. And for you, and for all three of you guys, I have an awesome idea. I actually have a grocery list in Evernote so that whenever my wife calls me and says, hey, I need you to go to the supermarket and pick up these items, I have an Evernote note called grocery list shared with her. She goes through, she checks all the things that she wants me to pick up. When I'm going to the supermarket, you know what I'm doing? I'm checking to see how many points Andrew Luck had last night. And I'm setting my fantasy football lineup. And you expect, and my wife, I love her to death, but she expects me to go through and she expects me to remember everything that, it's just not going to happen. So what I do is I go through, okay, I've got tomatoes, check. I've got this, check. I seem like an awesome husband, and I beat the guy I'm playing by 30 points next week. So the point is that there's so much more comprehensive tools that are, anyway, so speaking of fantasy football, I picked up Case Keenum, did well last night. Anyway, side note. So what can be saved in Evernote? Typed and handwritten notes, to-do lists, rough drafts, blog entries, scripts. Here's the cool thing. You take a note on a notepad while you're on the phone with a client. It's your natural habit. You write stuff down, right? And you're like, well, snap, I'm trying to get more converted into Evernote. Take a picture of it in Evernote, boom, it saves it to Evernote. And then when you search the contents of that Post-it note, it reads your handwriting and it pulls it right up. Yes. So, and I'll show you a few examples. Pictures taken from a smartphone, spreadsheets, PDFs, and other documents, scanned documents or images, clippings from the internet, example, articles, photos of staging ideas or inspiration for web design, voice memos, emails, voicemails, text messages. Now, I am currently working with a client over at Connect Realty. They're based out of California. She said that California state law just passed through the DHE that you have to keep all emails, text messages between you and your client. Now, I don't think Evernote is a full-time solution, but I do know that California is usually one to lead the things in most real estate things, and I can't imagine that Texas will be too far behind it. Just food for thought. I mean, I know that they're doing this to protect the agents. You know, you have certain clients that, you know, I know we never want to have this experience, but you have certain clients that come back at you, report you to TREC, even if you weren't the one that did the wrongdoing. My mom had this happen. She's a phenomenal real estate agent, and I can't tell you that she'd be a bad one because I'd be talking bad about my mom. But she is a good agent, and she had a client that came back after her, and it was a very delicate situation. She was representing her best friend, who they were going through a divorce, and it's very touchy. And so he was sending her very, very inappropriate text messages, emails, stuff like that. And then he reported her to TREC. I don't know, good guy. So whenever TREC contacted her, she had to go through and dig through all of her text messages, all of her emails, all of that. It took like half a day to make sure that she got everything, and then she gave it to TREC. And you know, she didn't get dinged or anything. But the point is that if you save text messages and emails and all of that in one location in Evernote, and it's super easy to do, I'll show you how to do it, then you won't have to go back if you need to. So anyway, just food for thought. So we're going to move on here. Okay, so here's a few ideas that I highly recommend. You can create a listing appointment outline with room to add text, audio, images, and checklists. For example, if you walk into a house and it's filled with cats, love cats to death, but you're going to want to be able to say, you're going to want to be able to take a picture of the carpet, take a picture of all this, blah, 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 blah. And usually what my mom does, or did, was she'd go through with her Panasonic camera, take a picture, take a picture, take a picture, boom, 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 boom. And then she'd go back to her house, and then she'd upload everything to her computer, and then she'd put everything in an email, and then she'd write the text about what's in the email, saying, hey, this is a picture of this is what needed to be fixed, and then she would send it to her client. I went with her to and you know, my mom is very slow to change, so I wanted her to see it. So I go with her, and it was actually a house that we were going to get title on, so I kind of felt obligated. And so I'm going through, I take the same pictures, boom, 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 boom. And as I'm going through, I'm like, cat pee on the wall, you know, all this stuff. And I'm writing it on the note. And then, when we're in the driveway, we're about to leave, I send her the Evernote, and I said, okay, go ahead and forward that on to your client, you're done. And her eyes just go, wait, you mean to tell me? I was like, yeah, I did everything that you were going to take the next hour to do. I cut an hour out of your day. And this is what Evernote is supposed to do. Features like that. Document property tour features. Take photos and create to-do lists of inspection and repair issues. Document the house hunting experience for buyers, easily comparing pros and cons of properties using audio, lists, or photos. Example of this, I had an agent who took clients to go see 8 houses in one day. Now, that's a little strong, but it's been known to happen. And you get back to the office, or they get back home, and they're like, I can't remember which bathroom that one was, whatever it may be. So when you're out on the property, have each of them in different folders. And then you can say, boom, picture of the house. Pro, I love this bathroom. Con, I hate this kitchen. Take pictures of everything. Send it on to your client when you leave, when you're done with the final house. Say, hey, whenever you get back to the house, in your inbox, you're going to have a notebook full of all the pros and cons of all the things that you've liked in the house, so that later on, whenever y'all are talking about amongst yourselves, you will have all the things that y'all are concerned about, and then we can talk more about this next time we get together. Makes you seem like you're on top of things, and it's really nothing more than just having your phone with you, which we all do. Sorry about that. So we'll go back. Email these notes to your clients after each meeting, so you'll each have the same notes. Same thing. And here's for your life. Keep track of all the little things like license plate numbers, combination lock codes, or serial numbers for expensive items like bikes, small electronics, or computers, etc. Evernote is very safe. Now again, like we talked about before, if the NSA wants it, they're going to get it, but Evernote has never been hacked. It's very safe. The thing that I liked about this was the license plate numbers. How many times are you filling out something and they ask you for your license plate number, which you don't recommend, so you have to go back outside and get your license plate number. Half the time it's raining because it's Texas. Having all that stuff saved is pretty awesome. Save and organize online and paper receipts, since everyone in here probably writes off their gas. Having all of that as you go out, there's actually an app that will scan your receipt and save it in an Evernote for you. Or you can just take a picture from within Evernote and it'll save it. Create to-do lists while on the go, take care of later. Create grocery and shopping lists and share with the family. Plan and track progress for personal and private projects. Go paperless and save your child's school or artwork. That one's kind of neat. I had a client of ours who uses Evernote on a regular basis, and her grandkids love to create these artworks out of Cheerios. And there's only so much Cheerio artwork you can put on the front of your fridge. So she took a picture of all of them, and then when the kids came over, they were like, "Hey, I'm upset you took down my drawing." And she goes, "No, I have it right here so I can see it wherever I go." Just a little side note. What I use Evernote for primarily is all my passwords for every account that I have. And the reason I do that is because I have, I think, 32 online accounts, whether it's my Best Buy account, my Amazon account, my Facebook account, my Twitter account, my Gmail account, my whatever. We all have more than 10 accounts in here, I can guarantee you that. And for everyone, and they're always constantly pinging you to change your password. And you're like, man, that was the password I remembered. I don't want to change it. So I put my username and passwords in here in my passwords notebook so that whenever I forget my password, I can just go into Evernote and grab it. And that's what I use that for. Go ahead.
Does it stuff from your calendar?
It should.
Oh, it does, because I just took a picture of this, and it says note from Google Drive 101 in spring, but I didn't type that in. So it knows that I'm in this class?
So are you on the calendar for work?
I didn't do anything. I just took a picture, and that's how it saved it.
Well, do you have this on the calendar for y'all's office?
It does, yeah.
Then it communicated and knows that you were here. It also will take pictures and let you know where you were at when you took those pictures.
Yeah, I did that. I saw
So anyway, pretty cool stuff. You can turn that off if it gives you the heebie-jeebies, because I know some people are like, I don't want Evernote to know where I'm at, which is fine, but you can turn off location services.
So may I ask you, like even on your password, I mean, I've got a Word doc password. I guess if I put that into Google Drive, I would have access to it on my mobile device. What would be the advantage of Evernote?
You're going to notice whenever I show you exactly what Evernote is, the differences in what it provides. And I know I use both Google Drive and Evernote because not one does everything the other one does.
Okay, I think that's where because I want to simplify and use as few tools as I can
Okay?
to get it done, so I can master those.
Sure.
And so that's what I'm looking for. Where's the difference here from Google Drive?
You'll see. I'm going to show you everything. And basically, this is a lot more. You'll see. You'll see. Now, this is a funny little clip. Organized people are just people who are too lazy to look for things. When I was in college, I got mono my junior year. And not only did I get mono, I got a stomach virus, and I lost 32 pounds. And I'm not much to look at right now, so imagine me 32 pounds less. And I had just started my fall semester. No. I was just after my drop date for my fall semester, so November 1st. So I had to go home for a month. Couldn't do anything except for eat or sleep. Couldn't even study. They said just sleep, because if you don't, you're going to get mono again, and it's going to get worse. So I missed all my tests. I missed all my presentations, all my projects, all my quizzes, all my homework. And when I came back on December 1st, I had 2 weeks to do everything that I missed and to do all my finals. I wanted to quit, to be honest with you, because that's just impossible. So seeing that wasn't an option because I was past my drop date, what I did, thankfully, I had everything organized. If I didn't have anything organized, it never would have happened. I took a spreadsheet, and I was kind of playing around with it more than anything on the drive back to Tyler from here. And I created a spreadsheet, and I kind of just created a ranking system for my 4 classes. Kind of plugged in some numbers, created some different formulas based on the difficulty of the class, how much stuff I had per class due, how difficult the tests were going to be, and what any other variables that were in it. And basically, I came out with the formula, and I still had a job to go back to. I had to work. So I had to sleep, I couldn't stay up too late, and I had to work. So I took out 2/3 of my day, and with the other third of my day, I basically came out with a formula that said, how much time per day I allocated per subject to get a B. And I was very content to get a B at this point. And if I wasn't organized, this would have never happened. I can guarantee you that. If I would have had to look for stuff, if I would have had to gone and find stuff that my classmates had done, it never would have happened. Thankfully, Evernote had everything. I had organized everything in there for me, and using Google Drive. And I had everything organized, and I got a B in all my subjects, and it was tough. But I did it. And, you know, we always think that everything's going to be fine. We always think that, you know, there's always going to be another tomorrow. You never know what's going to happen. You never know, you know, I'm 23 years old, 24 next week. And everyone tells me, Dylan, you have your whole life ahead of you. Well, what if I don't? If something were to happen to me tomorrow, how would my wife pay our bills? How would she know where everything was at? Having everything in Evernote, having everything organized for her is the easiest thing, because hypothetically if something happened to me, then she could move on and maintain all those things and not have to worry about looking for all this stuff whenever she's having to deal with that. So anyway, I know it's kind of a dull subject, but the point is that having everything organized is not just for the current awesome situation we live in right now. You always got to plan for the worst. So anyway, installation. Has everyone installed Evernote for their desktops and laptops? And if you don't want to, because you're skeptical, we can roll through it. Okay, you got it.
Got it on my PC.
Well, I'm just going to roll through and show you how to do it if you want to. If you haven't done it yet, I'm just going to show you what it does. You go to evernote.com. There are two ways to sign up for an account. Evernote.com, or upon your first launch of your desktop version of Evernote, you'll be prompted to create an account. There are two accounts. There's an Evernote Free or an Evernote Premium. Okay, and I don't have a handout with me because. But the difference is I have a premium account. It's $5 a month. And what it does is it allows me to share those notes. So the grocery list, that's what I pay for. And I have a couple other things where I share stuff with my coworkers. So we can drop stuff in each other's notebooks or folders. But that's what the Evernote Premium is for. So top right-hand corner, you'll see that. To create a free account, you'll do that. Okay, now we're going to dive into it a little bit here. Here's the Evernote vocabulary. There's different terminologies for the exact same thing. So in Windows, your basic structure of hierarchy, you have your files, you have your folders, and then you have your folders that contain other folders, stuff like that. Nothing different here, just different words for it. You have a single note, you have a notebook that combines everything, and then you have a stack, which is a bunch of notebooks in one group. So file, folder, group, or folders for group of folders, that's notebook stack. And then a web clip is information copied from a web page. So it's going to look a little different, but I will show you what it is. So this is Evernote right here. Okay? If you want to click a new notebook, you just right-click and choose New Notebook. And then you can name the new notebook and choose the appropriate settings. Word of advice. If you choose for it to be a local notebook, does anybody know what that means? Correct. So don't click it unless you want it to be only on your hard drive. The whole point of Evernote is to have it on the cloud. So if you click local notebook, it's not going to go on the cloud. So this is for something if, for some weird reason, not weird, that's the right thing to say. For some reason, if you want to only have it on your local storage, I mean, I know a lot of people use Evernote as pretty much their primary hub for everything. So there's certain things that they don't want on the cloud. But if you're just using this with your business, then I would recommend throwing everything on the cloud.
Okay, quick question.
Yes.
I just created a notebook.
Yes.
Called Class Notes.
Yes.
I don't see the option to make it local or sync. Where would I do that?
Oh, you got the new Windows 8 version. Right-click on it. Properties.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I saw something back here. It did say share. Share this notebook.
No, it's something different.
Add to stack.
Here, we go ahead and right-click on it instead of clicking that down arrow. Same thing.
Yeah.
I guess they don't even have that as an option. I'm sure they do.
Share with individuals or create a public link,
Yeah, that's
something different.
something different. That's for a premium user.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll have to look on there and see how you can do that if you would like to. So, good? Okay. So, anyway, and I know this is kind of going at this in a wrong way, but you'll see why I'm kind of going through it like this. So, here we repeated that last step and created another notebook with a different property address of 3456 Sesame Street. Since these are related notebooks, both real estate transactions, I want to put them in a stack together. Let's do that now. If I click and drag one of these folders on top of one another, Evernote creates a stack and automatically names it Notebook Stack, which you will want to change. So this is where I'm going to kind of, you can organize this however you like, just like you organize your PC or your Mac however you like. This is your opportunity to kind of come up with that. What we recommend, and everyone is different, stick everything, like if you have a bunch of different listings, stick them in a listings stack, and then put all the listing addresses as the folder types, or the notebook names. And then for all your buyers, you could do a stack for your buyers, and then all the names of your buyers, and all their pertinent information. That's just a recommendation. You can organize it however you like, but obviously we want you to have as much accessibility to this as possible, and that's just one of the ones that we've heard works the best.
So how'd you get to that screen right there?
Let me see where you're at. No. So it looks a little different since that was a Mac version.
Okay.
So right over here, you're going to be, and here's all your notebooks. You see that right there?
Yeah.
So if you want to create a new notebook,
Okay.
does this right click not work?
You can always. It's touchscreen.
Okay, there we go. So if you want to create a new notebook, click that,
Okay.
new notebook, you'll name it, and then you'll drag one on top of the other, and then it'll create a stack.
So it creates kind of just a tree over here.
Yes, kind of like Outlook, if you will. So,
Organization tree.
absolutely. So double click the name of the stack to change it, or right click to see all your options, and you've successfully created a stack of notebooks. Anybody have any questions so far? Now let's add a new note to one of these notebooks. First, click here to create a new note. Now it'll look different on a lot of different operating systems. I know we're all rolling with something different. So if you want,
I'm on the phone here.
yes.
Where I go? Here to create a notebook.
If you want to create a new notebook, you'll create that, and then actually, new notebook right there.
So this is like creating the folder.
Yes,
So, okay.
correct.
If it was a property of a person.
Correct. So how are we doing over here?
I think I got it, follow along.
So you got a new note, you click that right there.
Note, I can title
You
it.
got a new note, you click that right there. Good.
Got it.
Oh, and you're rolling in Google Chrome right now, and you've also downloaded the application. So if you want to do it in the application, you can do that as well.
Okay.
So I recommend using the application because there's certain things you won't be able to do in the browser. But it looks very similar. You see that?
Here's a real life scenario I got going now.
Okay.
I coach a basketball team.
Okay.
With the basketball team, the head coach, when we go to practice, he hands out plays. He hands out the plays for the day, but he just gives them to us on a printout.
Mm-hmm.
So I could theoretically take pictures of the printouts, right?
Absolutely.
And so would I create a notebook, or what would I create as the main topic? As like the main, would it be like basketball plays, and then
Yep.
I could create something in that notebook?
Like you can, okay, so
Basketball plays, and it'll be like out of bounds plays.
Yes. So you want to create, you'll create a notebook
Okay.
called out of bounds plays. Okay, and then create another notebook called fast break plays.
Okay.
And then drag one on top of the other, and it'll create a stack, and you can name that basketball plays.
Okay.
Make sense?
Okay.
You can't just create a stack. I don't know why that is.
Okay.
But you can merge multiple notebooks together to create a stack.
Okay.
I don't know why it doesn't allow you to do that for some reason, but it doesn't. So,
Okay.
but that's what I would
So
recommend.
the notebooks need to be what plays they are, and then the stat is
Play types,
play types. Okay.
and then within each notebook, you'll have the different plays. Okay. So, anyway, you created a new note. Let's add some content to that note. Notice we added another notebook to the stack right here. It's called templates and drafts. It's just something we created so that you can have all your templates for all your listing appointments, or a listing appointments template in your templates notebook. So the first note is just a list of questions we want to remember to ask potential new clients. How long have you lived here? Where did you move from? Why are you selling? Where will you be moving to? Have you contacted an agent there? Do you have an agent currently? Stuff like that. We always forget to ask questions, and I know y'all have listing appointment templates, but this is just where you would save it. What are some other types of documents we would look to keep in this notebook? Does anybody have any templates that they use on a regular basis? I know that you do a little bit different, but what would you want to put in there, like for templates or anything?
Well, similar documents, this is a listing appointment questions. We would also have like buyer appointment questions.
Sure.
When someone calls in.
Yep.
That could be helpful.
Yes.
You can do the flow for a listing appointment.
Mhm.
Now those might be, how long have you lived here? See, a lot of those questions we would ask before the appointment.
Yes.
We will also have a template for the flow of the face-to-face conversation.
So you could put two separate templates in this notebook.
Yes.
Yep. So anyway, I'm just kind of trying to get you to see how you would organize it is all I'm doing. We've copied and pasted the list of questions from our templates notebooks to a new note in the 1, 2, 3, 4 Happy Lane notebook. So basically, you have that template, and then I would copy and paste it into a new note for the 1, 2, 3, 4 Happy Lane, in a new note for that notebook. And then you can answer those questions. And on the desktop version, you can actually answer them in different colors. I don't know if you can do that on the mobile version, if you can change the font color. But it is cool so you can clearly see the answers as opposed to the questions. So anyway, and that's just something at the bottom. The example, while we were on the phone with potential new sellers, we filled the answers in each question in red. Let's see here. Eventually your account will start to look like this. You'll have your notebooks and stacks, and then you'll have your notes in the selected notebook, which is kind of like you have your folders, you have your files in the folder, and then you have the individual file you're looking at. So that's just kind of like that hierarchy. Very similar, just different name. You'll take a little bit to get used to saying it, but anyway. So get more content into Evernote. We will cover typed notes, which we just did, voice memos, PDFs, drag and drop items from desktop, email uploads, and web clipper. Notice that individual notes have a toolbar, just like Microsoft Word, just like Google Drive, which is a Google Word doc. You have your fonts, font size, font color, bold, italicized, underline, judgments, bulletins, check boxes, outline numbers. You can create a table. You can even add voice, and you can attach stuff. Okay? So
Where do you
I'll show you real quick. It's going to look different on the PC version. You're going to click on that right there.
attachment?
Actually, hit X. Where is it? Click that little thing right there. I'm sorry, that's not it either. X out. You should be able to. Are you in the Evernote program, or are you on the web browser? go.
I'm in my account.
Let me see here, if you don't mind.
Sure, of course.
Yeah, you're in the Evernote web version, which I don't think you can do it there. Did you download Evernote for your PC?
I thought I did. I created an account. So you're saying I have a web-based version right now, but it's probably not on my hard drive?
Correct.
Okay.
So you need to download. And the cool thing is everything you've already done, when you download the Evernote, everything's going to be the same. So I would just download it, and I think you can't add voice. That's what I was telling you before. Since you were in the web version, I was telling him earlier, since you were in the web version, or it was actually him, since he was in the web version, there's certain things you can't do like you can in the app version. And I think voice microphone is one of those.
So how does the picture part of the snapshots?
Okay, so you're going to go to,
So
Yep.
this deal?
Yep.
Okay, and then I was going to take a picture here, so okay, I took a picture there.
and then you hit the checkbox. And then go to notes. It's right there.
Okay, now
So if you want to stick that in another notebook, what you're going to do is you're going to go to, click that there, and then there's different notebooks that you created, and that's where you would move it to if you wanted to.
okay.
So
What about if I wanted to add a picture to the
current note that you already have.
what is it when you merge them together?
Pick stitch.
No, when you say you drop one on top of the other?
Oh, if you want to add it to a stack,
Yeah.
well, you would add it to the notebook within that stack.
Okay. Okay, so I could add it to one of these.
Mm-hmm.
So it was
If you want to add some motion offense, you could do that.
okay, cool.
So, but you might have some confusion. That might not be a very good play. Although it does tell you how to get to our office, so I guess it's kind of motion. Anyway, so how are we looking over there? You got it installed and everything?
I can't figure out how to get this installed.
Let me do it. Let me help you out there. Don't want to leave any man behind. Okay, so we're going to go to,
Yeah, since you're not on video, talk through it.
sure, evernotes.com, and you're going to go to,
There we go. So products, then Evernote, then download.
yep. How do you like Windows 8?
I hate it. I hate it with a passion. I just hover above the keyboard and it starts jumping to other screens. I mean, it's so, and I hate this thing that pops up every time I go sideways. And
It only goes sideways if you pull it up like that
I mean,
from,
from the edge.
yes.
So if I start in the middle and go sideways,
Yep. Yep,
that's helpful.
it is.
It's one of those classes.
Oh my goodness,
So much. She had with everything in our house was Applewood. We had gotten a Windows 8 laptop when she first started, and it was so confusing for her.
Yes.
We just went back to
If you download the Windows 8.1 update,
Yes.
it'll add the start button back,
Okay.
which is,
So I would just go to, how would I go to Microsoft.com to do that?
let me get you more information on that. I don't know exactly how you would, but I know it's free.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I heard it was out.
Yes, it is. I think they've worked all the kinks out of it too, so you should be good. So let me know when that downloads. In fact, I'll come back there and make sure you get everything set up. Now you're gonna have to re-sign in to that.
So it's 58%. 60. Okay.
You're cooking. You're getting there.
Okay. So Hannah, are you able to do this on your phone?
App. Let me see.
For the latest version, it might also be the battery life, because I only have like 10% off.
You're running iOS 6? No, I have enough battery life. Too many HDTV drives. That's odd. Let's go to. So anytime you ever want to update something, go to settings.
I mean, occasionally I'll do a tournament, but I'm such a terrible golfer.
At least 50%. Do you have your charger with you? I have an iOS or iPhone 4 charger in my house, but I don't have one here. So it's going to change your phone a lot.
I played a lot.
It's for the better though. For the better. Do you have a 4 or a 4S? Do you have Siri on that one? No, you're good.
Because I don't shoot either, but I want to sign up, I want a team of 4 to do a
Okay,
charity.
you have the 4. So I would download it because there's a lot of the new apps are going to require iOS 7 or later.
Okay.
So, but let me get your business card at the end, and we can get together and I can show you a few things about that as well. I'll give you mine.
A lot of fun. I've done it before. Be interested? All right. All right, I'll let you know. I've already got a third guy on my team, so I've got a second, so you be my third.
Let's go to install.
Sorry, got off
No, you're fine.
on shooting talk.
Shooting golf?
Well, he started with golf. I switched it to shotguns.
Oh, okay. I'm going hunting November 22nd.
Do you shoot a shotgun?
I'm going to shoot a shotgun. I've never been hunting before.
You should be on my team.
I'm not very good.
I know.
Go to finish?
Well, it doesn't shoot either.
All these guys that never shot a gun, you have to make sure you don't